Hi everyone, Lauren here from Anita Good Design. You are in the right place. It is our Tuesday stitch out today. I'm going to give everybody a couple minutes just to get in the room, get organized, and get ready to stitch. Now, as always, as you are coming into our room, please let us know where you're joining us from. If this is your very first time joining us for a live stitch out, then let us know that you are a first timer as well. I promise you're gonna love this and have a great time today. Now, we are stitching out of our fundamental curriculum book right here. Look at this beauty. All right, and we are stitching the watercolor confetti block today. So this is one of my most favorite techniques. It is a little bit newer to us here at Anita Good Design. We started this technique a couple years ago, so some people have heard of it before, some people have seen it and never tried it, and we're gonna walk through it today together, so you're gonna be just experts at the end of this class. Now, if you are looking for the page number, if you have your fundamentals book with you, all right, I am looking at page 49 for my pictured steps, my photo steps, or if you're like me and you prefer the numbered steps to follow, then you're gonna look at page 178. So that's up to you which ones you like to follow, but those are the two different sets of directions that we always have in any tutorial that we give you. Now, our fundamentals book right now for the month of February, I gotta brag on this book, okay? If you are new to us, this is our fundamental book. We just kind of revived it, brought it back to life, updated our designs, updated our techniques, and we just launched this beautiful book. So what is fundamentals? If you are brand new to us or you haven't heard of this yet, our fundamentals book is perfect way to learn all of the techniques that we use here at Anita Good Design. So there is 27 different techniques in this book. Each technique has a design, so that way you can stitch the design, practice the technique. We walk you through the directions. We have pictured steps and then the numbered machine steps as well. So whether you're visual or you need the organization, sometimes our creative minds need that help with the organization, which is where those numbered steps come in. It's all here in this book, all right? And what's really special is most of you know that we are a digital company, but some of our extra special collections we release in a physical book, and that's what this is. So if you have not purchased your fundamental book yet, you want to go to anitagooddesign.com and grab this. It is on sale for $45 through the month of February because we are doing all of our February stitch outs from this collection here. So normally $90, it's 50% off. It's a fantastic value. It's something that you want to grab whether you are brand new to Anita Good Design or brand new to machine embroidery and quilting, or if you've been with us a long time and you just need to brush up on your tips and tricks and just want to make sure that you have perfected all of the different strategies. So that is your fundamental book. Now, of course, you all know me. I'm Lauren. I have done a lot of these live stitch outs, and I put all of my notes and my cheats on Post-it notes on the back. So that's what I'm peeling off here. But what I do want to show you as well is just the back of the book, so you can see all the designs that come in this book. Okay, they're really beautiful. Our quilting blocks are multi-sized, so there's 4 different sizes for most of the quilting. You can make a quilt block or a quilt out of the blocks just in this collection as well. So really great stuff. If you have joined us for our live stitch outs, then you also know I have a wonderful team behind camera, which is usually where I sit, and Brooke is here to feed questions to me as well. So anything that you have questions about, make sure you put them through and myself or Brooke will answer them for you. All right, but I think I'm ready to get started. It probably helps if I have my book open and reading directions together with you all. I hope everybody had a great Valentine's Day. I know these February kind of cold weather in most parts kind of sometimes have us feeling blue, but I hope everybody had a great V-Day. Had some good celebration, whether it was with a partner or a loved one, sometimes our friends, our galentines, whatever it is, you need to have a good time, right? Okay, so I am going to start. I have my hoop already hooped with my no-show mesh stabilizer. That is always what we use here at Anita Good Design for our quilt blocks. So we're always using a no-show mesh or a cutaway stabilizer. All right, so I am set to go. I'm going to put my foot down and I am going to run my very first stitch. And this is my placement stitch. Okay, with our quilt blocks, our placement stitch is multi-purposeful, meaning it's going to show you exactly where you're building your quilt block within the hoop. And then it also helps to show you where you're placing all of your materials. So I am lucky enough to have my materials pre-cut for me. All right, and then I know exactly where I'm placing everything. Now, my next step is my batting. So I'm going to place my batting on top, covering all 4 sides here. I don't want to see any of my placement stitch threads showing. Now, of course, for you all at home, I have cut my materials a little bit larger. We like to go a little dramatic here on camera so that you can see clearly exactly what it is that we are doing. So I'm going to take my batting, place it completely on top, again, covering all those stitches. And now comes my tack down stitch. So if you are somebody that likes to watch your machine at home, because it is ever so relaxing, isn't it? What you will notice is that our placement stitches typically will run 1 time around, but then our tack down stitches will go around 1 time and then back a 2nd time. And that allows our fabrics and our materials, like our batting, to tack down nice and tight. And that way when you go to trim any fabrics out, you're not hulking, right, using too much muscle and pulling those threads out. So as soon as my tacking stitch here is done, I'm going to take my hoop out and I will trim, let me move my directions out of the way, my batting. Okay, now I have my double curved scissors. These are our faves here at Anita Good Design. And this is just trimming. It is not going to be the most exciting thing to see, but I am getting as tight to my tack down stitch as possible. And I will hold my hoop up as soon as I'm done trimming. Now you want to trim to the tack down stitches without popping the stitches, right? Because sometimes we get very excited and very particular. But you also do not want any batting outside of those tacking stitches, because you never want batting in your seam allowance, because when it comes time to putting your blocks together, you don't ever want any added bulk. So here I've, of course, trimmed my batting nice and what I will call neat. It's always a little bit harder to trim purposefully and perfectly on camera, but this is the goods right here. All right, so we're gonna put our hoop back in the machine. And we will run our next step, which is step 3, okay? And then what we have to do before we run that step, and my directions tell me. So step 2 is your tacking stitch for the batting, then trim your batting and place your base fabric. So I have base fabric here. My base fabric is white because we want to make sure that you can really see once we get our watercolor confetti in, that you all can see it well. So that's why we're using a light colored fabric. I'm going to place it on top. And again, if you're somebody who likes to pre-cut your fabric, we recommend leaving about a 1/2 inch seam allowance all the way around your block. So you're going to choose the block size that you'd like. This, again, our quilting within our fundamentals comes in 4 different sizes. So you choose the size block you want, and then you can, again, trim your base fabric about 1/2 inch larger. So again, that tack down stitch is coming in. Now for purposes so you all can see at home, I am using a dark thread, but as most of you know, and if you don't, that's what we're here for, is to teach you all. You want to use a thread that matches your fabric. That's always best practice, because when it does come time for you to put your quilts together and put your quilt blocks together, You never want to see that dark thread against a light base fabric kind of peeking through when it comes time to put your quilt block together. So just be mindful of that. But again, this is so that you all can see at home. I want you to learn as much as you possibly can here. Now, I am going to change out my thread, speaking of matching fabrics. Now, my next step here is the stippling. Now, at Anita Good Design, we add our quilting stitches, our stippling, right into the design. We build them into the design so that you have that quilted look, that quilted effect once your blocks are all done. So this is what kind of makes us a little bit more modern, a little bit different than traditional quilting, and we love it because it makes it really, really simple. So again, I'm going to use here is a thread that matches my fabric, my base fabric. So since I'm using white base fabric, I am going to use a white thread. This is the one thing that, as much as I love to show everybody at home what we're doing and I want you to see it, the block will just not look right if I use a color thread for you to see the stippling. So it just, my heart can't handle something like that. I really try to do everything for best practice, but I fear that this block would just not look nice if I use a contrasting thread for this project. So your stippling, again, best practice is you're going to want to use a thread that matches your base fabric. So let's see, do we have any questions over here, Miss Brooke? Okay, all right, good. Everyone's feeling strong. I like it. So if you are just joining us too, I want to talk to you a little bit about our flash sale. So we have one of our favorite quilts. This is called the Homemade Quilt. Okay, it is absolutely beautiful. This has folded fabric borders. There's applique in here. Lots of gorgeous, gorgeous designs. Okay, and it's just really fun, pending, of course, on what kind of fabrics you use, what kind of threads you use, your color choices. But it has that homey kind of feel to it, you know, all the things that we love in the kitchen and kind of on the farm a little bit too. Now this collection is typically $34.95. It is a flash sale from today, from right now until Sunday, the end of the week, and it is on sale for 50% off, so you can snag this wonderful collection for $17. So just another fantastic deal that we have here at Anita Good Design. All right. Yes, it really is beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. Now, as our stippling is completing, I want to show you and talk to you a little bit about the watercolor confetti and the technique. So this is a little bit different than our regular confetti, or what I call our traditional confetti technique. We still have our confetti technique, and that kind of traditional look was where you took little pieces of anything that you wanted, tulle or candy wrappers or thread and anything really, and you cut them up into little tiny pieces, and then you spread them where it kind of told you to, and then you added a tulle or a netting on top of it. And that was what our traditional confetti technique looked like. Well, what we did is we decided we wanted a technique that allowed us to layer pieces of organza to create what we call a watercolor effect. And it really is, you're placing larger pieces, but misshapen, very kind of organically cut, and you're placing them on top of each other to create light and dark, or even to create different colors if you're layering just different primary colors together as well. And then you add a larger piece of organza to hold it all down, and then you have created basically what looks like a watercolor effect with fabrics instead of paints. And it like bleeds outside of those solid lines, so it really looks gorgeous, and it creates just something a little bit different. Sometimes I feel like we get into a rut where we're always making the same things over and over again. And this is a wonderful, wonderful technique. So again, it's one of my favorites because I think it's a little bit outside of the box of what we normally create. and it gives you a little bit more control of just any type of inspiration as well, and creating it and making it your own. So some of the pieces of organza, or I guess I should say colors of organza, is a little bit different than what's in the sample here, but we have some fuchsia colors, a little bit of blues, we still have some yellows and some pinks. So we're going to try and create a different color look than we did in the book, because you can see here there is in the book sample we have yellows and oranges. So I just want to show you something a little bit different and how we can change the colors, and of course, you know, pick a little different style. So right now, I am following my 1, 2, 3 steps. We just stitched the stems of our flowers, and I'm just changing some various greens so it's not all one tone. But if you would like to have everything one tone, all of your greens the same, that is fine too. I always like to tell people that we at Anita Good Design are not the right way of doing things. It is just our way of doing things. So if you would like to change the colors, change the fabrics, make it your own, you want stippling that is contrasting against, you know, your base fabric, then go for it. There's no rules, no rules. Ooh, Miss Brooke, do we have a question, comment?
Yes.
Yes.
The name of your flash sale quilt over your quilt.
Yes, the flash sale quilt is called the homemade quilt. Homemade, like cookies or bread, your homemade quilt. So again, regularly $34.95, flash sale on sale for $17. And that is good starting right now until the end of the week, Sunday. But as always, you know, I like to remind you, don't wait until the end of the week to order this, because you will forget. We have a million things that go on in life, and shopping sometimes slips our mind. So just make sure you get this wonderful collection here. And again, this has really beautiful folded fabric borders. There's beautiful, beautiful echo stitching around these designs. Again, that's a little bit challenging to see on camera. Great applique. So this is a good quilt if you have a fat quarter bundle that you've been like dying to use and you don't know what to use on it. That's the one for sure. For sure.
What size hoop are you using?
So the question I have is, what size hoop am I using? I am using, this looks to me like a 6x10, I believe. But again, because this quilt block comes in multiple sizes, you just need to use a hoop that works for the size design you choose. Now, the smallest hoop that will work is going to be a 5x7 hoop, and then the size blocks get larger and larger. So really, sky's the limit as long as you have, you know, capabilities with your hoop sizes. But we do typically try to include some smaller sizing, especially with our quilting. We have what we call our mix and match quilting sizes. And that allows you to choose your quilt block that works for either your project or your machine capabilities. So the D size is our smallest size block. That's a 5x5, so that will fit in your 5x7 hoop. And then it goes all the way up, typically in our mix and match sizing. For 6 sizes, our largest quilt block is a triple A, which is a 10x10 block. It's huge. So lots of fun stuff there that you can choose from, but that's up to you. That's up to you. And then in Fundamentals specifically, that's the book that I am working from. Fundamentals specifically, this is going to have 4 sizes, and your largest size block is a 7.7 by 7.7. So really like an 8x10 hoop will work as your largest hoop for this. All right, lots of great stuff. So again, if you are just joining us, Fundamentals is the book I am working off of. We are stitching out currently our Watercolor Confetti quilt block, which is one of my most favorite newest techniques. And this book specifically is on sale. It's $45 on special pricing for all of February. So make sure that you get online at AnitaGoodDesign.com and grab this collection. It is perfect for beginners all the way up to the most advanced embroiderers and quilters. This is going to walk you through all of the techniques that we use here at Anita Good Design, so you can use this book, learn the techniques, and then apply them to any of our collections that we have here at Anita Good Design. All right, so now is the part here. I think I'm gonna do this over here because this is probably gonna be your best view, so I can show you the watercolor technique. So here's my placement stitch. These are my flowers. This is where I'm adding my watercolor. Now I have cut pieces of organza here, all different shapes, all different sizes. It does not matter. They don't have to be uniform either. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start placing them just anywhere. And I want some of them to overlap. I want different colors to happen. I can use the same colors because when you put 2 layers of the same color, you then have created what I call a high and low, different depth. So it's going to look lighter in some parts, darker in others. I'm then going to add different layers of different colors on there too. Okay, and this really, it's like painting a picture. It's just like painting with watercolors. So it's okay that it's going to go past that outline. You want it to, because eventually a tacking stitch is going to come and hold all of that in place. If you put just a tiny, tiny little piece of organza, say in the middle, it's going to be a little bit harder for that to get tacked down. So I'm just going to kind of really paint a picture here. Let me see. Of course, I move one and they all move. If you have any questions on the watercolor confetti or even a different technique that's in the fundamentals book, please feel free to ask. I will do my best to answer anything that's not my specific assignment of watercolor today. But I love this one. It really is just beautiful, and we have a really good time with it. I think we have another question, Miss Brooke.
Yep.
Yes.
Can tulle be used instead of organza?
Can tulle be used instead of organza? That is my question. It absolutely can be used. However, because tulle has those little bit of holes, kind of like the little holes, it's more of a netting, you might not get as much saturation of color layering tulle like you would layering organza. So I would say, in all honesty, it will work, but practice with it first. Maybe just layering it, not even putting it on your quilt block, and see if it's going to allow you to achieve the look that you want. But it's not a no, and you know, more power to you. Try it. You know what I always tell you all, try it, send us in a picture. We love to see your creations. It's always super fun. Look at, I'm really getting into this here. All right, here we go. I probably need to stop at this point. I'm going to add in another piece, and then we will just go with it. Okay, this is my masterpiece. It's going to look great, I promise. All right, so now what we're going to do, because you're going to sit there at home, I can already tell, I already know what you're thinking. All right, I've done this a long time with you all, and you're thinking, oh, but that foot is going to get caught in all that organza, and that organza is going to be all over the place. What is she doing? Well, now is the important part for your watercolor confetti to be successful. You need one large piece of organza or your tulle will work too. It needs to be large enough that it covers the outline of where the confetti is placed, because what you're going to do is place this down. It's going to hold all of those little individual pieces in place, and then still kind of, because I used color, you can use a clear organza. It'll add, again, another layer of dimension to it. So what I'm going to do is put this in. Now notice I have not put my foot down yet. Now it may move some of your pieces of organza. That's okay. You can always tuck them in and fix them underneath. Okay? Don't feel like every area needs to be covered with organza either. It's fine if you have some white pieces showing. Okay? So there we go. I'm going to move this one piece over here to really get that layering effect. And again, think about, you have to go back to those primary school days, but when you're picking your organza colors, if you want to add in more colors than just like the highs and the lows, than just keeping it tonal and having light and dark, you want to create other colors, think of your primary colors, your red, your yellows, and your blues, because those combined together are what will help you, I've lost my words, to create a whole new color. So have some fun with it. This is not meant to be perfect. It's meant to be creative. So I have my large piece, and now I'm going to run my tack down stitch. And I'm telling you, this large piece is what's going to keep everything together for you. Okay, and of course, you know I always like to remind you, best practice is to use that pink embroidery tape, right? The pink tape that I did not use, I'm just sticking my little phalanges in here, which you're not supposed to do. So I want to teach you the right way, not my way. So make sure you use your tape, take down that organza, and you're going to see this beautiful stitch work. Yes, we have another question, Miss Brooke.
I have two more.
Ooh, 2 questions. Okay.
Can you use any temporary glue to help it stay in place?
Can you use a temporary glue or an adhesive to keep your organza in place is the question I have. You absolutely can. That would definitely help you, especially if you're a little bit more particular where that, where those pieces stay. As always, we love using a 505 spray here to need a good design, but you just have to remember that when you use your 505 spray, you're spraying away from your machine. You don't want to spray near your needle or near your machine because it causes tackiness and can cause problems for you in the long run. But yeah, you absolutely can use that. Another question.
Yep, our next question is, can you use a large piece of water-soluble copper to cover your instead of using a large?
Okay, ooh, I like this question. You all are testing me today. Okay, so the question is, can you use a large piece of water-soluble stabilizer on top to hold those pieces in place? So you can, okay? You absolutely can. However, all right, here's my however, you need to think about, is that going to stay in there forever? Because if you actually pick off that soluble, that topper, right, then your little pieces of organza that you have tacked down, if it's not all tacked down, you might have some pieces kind of sticking up here and there. Now, if that's your intention and you're okay with that, that's totally fine. So then, yes, use it. Okay, but if you want everything smooth and down, you're going to want to use either organza or a tool to cover the top of it so that everything stays put and stays down. Okay, because and you'll see this when I trim, but every single edge of those pieces of organza will not necessarily be tacked down. And that's really what that top piece of organza is for. So hopefully I answered your question. All right, we are on step 10 here, okay? Okay, and here we go. So we have to run our center pieces. This is our centers of our flowers. Okay, so this is gonna come in. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous. These are all of our detail shots too, so. Because of course we want these flowers to really, really pop here. Now, just a reminder with fundamentals, next Tuesday, that's the day of the week it is, next Tuesday is going to be our last live stitch out using the fundamental curriculum. So what's great about the way we do our stitch outs, if you are just joining us, is we stitch live, but then all of our live stitch outs live and remain on YouTube. So if you came late today or you had to leave early today and you really want to watch the entire video or you missed last week's, then you can go to YouTube, you can find all of our videos and you can watch them at your leisure and you can enjoy, you can stitch with us, anything like that. And then next week, like I said, Drea will be stitching out the zipper bag from the fundamentals, and that's the last live stitch out from fundamentals, and that is also when the sale ends. Okay, so it really is a great way, again, for you to rewatch, and especially if you're like, ooh, I want to rewatch how she did fill in the blank, then you can do that as well. Okay, all right, here we go. So we have to now trim, okay, our watercolor. So this is kind of what it looks like right now. It looks a little wild, okay, looks a little wild here. But we're going to trim it all out so you can see exactly what this looks like. Really pretty. It's already pretty. It's going to really come together. All right, so now when I trim, okay, I'm going to put this back on the machine because I feel like this is the easiest way for you all to see my trimming. So forgive me because it's kind of around this, so I'm going to do the best I can. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm going to do just like a kind of an outline trim. It is not trimmed tight. I'm not trimming tight to this. Okay, again, think about watercolor and that effect of how it bleeds outside of dark outlines. So that's all I'm going to do is just start trimming. Okay, and I'm trying to do this, don't mind my awkwardness because I'm doing this while it's hooped so that you all can get that good view at home. Okay, and again, I'm doing it very abstract. And this is my large piece, so I'm going to cut the large piece out first, and then what I'm going to have to do to make this look like a proper beautiful project is I will have to pull this out and do some trimming over here flat, and then I will promise I will show you all what this looks like. All right. Okay, there is that. Okay, and then again, I'm gonna just do some loose trimming over here. And you can see how these little pieces are just everywhere, but you can really make them just beautiful. Rounded edges, points, whatever you'd like. All right.
Someone is asking, will this technique work on other patterns, or does it have to be specialty patterns?
Ooh, good question. Okay, I am gonna pull my hoop out here and I'm gonna just do more trimming and then I'm gonna answer your questions as we speak. So the question was, will this technique work for basically, I'm assuming any applique is what you're asking, or does it have to be a watercolor technique? So we digitize our watercolor collections specifically to do this because they are light outlines, they don't have satin stitches, and then we also give you that extra tack down for that large piece of fabric or organza that goes on top to hold everything down in place. So we do digitize specifically for watercolor confetti. However, what I will tell you is that there's always a way, right? If you finagle your machine, you might have to back up steps. Whatever you can do, I know. I have met you all in person. I educate, I travel. I know you all can figure out exactly how to make this work if you wanted to. So that is kind of my PSA there. So it may be a little bit more work for you to figure out how to manipulate your machine to go back and repeat steps, but you probably can do so. All right, here we go. Let me make sure I have a couple more steps here, but I do want to show you what this watercolor kind of looks like here. All right, so again, you're trimming at your leisure and however you want to really accentuate that organza. But now I'm gonna put it back in the machine. I'm gonna let all that decorative stitching finish up as well. And you're gonna really see at the end how this really comes together. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. I am going to stitch step 13, that's where we are, okay? And I've been doing a lot of chatting, so while this stitches, how about we do a giveaway? We'll do a prize today. So let's give away a $20 gift card that you can use on our website. If you have not purchased fundamentals yet, you can use it for your fundamentals, okay? And my buzzword that you have to type is going to be watercolor, right? It just makes sense, doesn't it? Watercolor. So type watercolor and Miss Brooke will pick or let me know who my random winner is, all right, and we will announce that. And you only have to type it once. Nice try with the multiple entries. So join us next week. Now, some fun things coming up at Anita. You're typing your word watercolor to try and win this gift card. This is stitching out beautifully. We have some decor coming in here on this block. So let's talk a little bit about what's happening at Anita Good Design. We have a lot going on this month. Some things that you need to make sure that you are staying in touch with us. So how do you know when we're having sales? How do you know about, getting reminders for our live stitch out so you don't forget? Well, what's most important is that you connect with us via email. So if you go to our homepage at anitagooddesign.com, you can enter your email address in towards the bottom, and that way you'll get all of our emails that alert you to any big sales, new products, releases, or our live stitch outs, things like that. You also want to make sure that you sign up on YouTube. You want to make sure you hit that bell in the corner of YouTube. You want to follow us there, because then you'll get an alert every time we publish a new video or we have something like this going on. You'll get a notice for that as well. All right. Do we have a winner, Miss Brooke?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
The winner is Monica Ray.
Monica Ray, you are our winner. Congratulations, Miss Monica. You're going to want to go ahead and email our team at customer experience at anita-gooddesign.com, or if you want something a little bit simpler, our marketing at anitagooddesign.com. Both work. Okay, and we'll get you your gift card out to you. Now, some other things fun and exciting here at Anita Good Design. We have some amazing sales going on this month. Like I said, February is the month of love. And so we have our Steven Wilson Signature Series on sale. We have released 2 Signature Series. One was Signature Series 1, and that was a book Steven Wilson, our owner, created based off of his art pieces. And he made these amazing embroidery and quilting designs for his art studio, and he gifted them over to the Anita side. So it's this huge collection of designs that you can essentially stitch out and make your own individual art pieces. It's incredible. Now, it came in a hardcover book, but as always, anything specialty we come out with, it has sold out. So that hardcover book sold out, but what we have decided and what Steven asked us to do, as again another gift to you all, is to make it in a digital format. So Signature Series 1, the original, is on sale right now for $75 as a digital download. We have never priced that so low before. Incredible design. So you can go to Anita Good Design and you can find that one. We have Signature Series 2. That is all butterflies from Steven's Art Studio. So freestanding butterflies, gorgeous, very intricate. You can use them all on their own. You can add them to your quilt pieces. You can add them to your art pieces. We give you lots of inspiration, lots of tips and tricks on how to utilize them, how to hang them. That is still in hardcover book form. All right, so if you're somebody who wants a beautiful coffee table book, or you want the book and to be able to stitch out those designs, then you want to get that collection. That is Signature Series 2. That is on sale for $99 currently. So both Signature Series are on sale. And the fun thing too is that Steven has announced that he is currently working on Signature Series 3. So that will be released sometime this summertime. But I am sworn to secrecy, and I spill the beans on here all the time. I am not allowed to tell you what the theme is of Signature Series 3. But I just want you to know it's coming. It will be in a hardcover book, just like the others were. So if you're a collector of all things Signature Series, just know that will be coming your way this spring, summer. What other great things do we have going on? Again, our Fundamentals is on sale for $45. We have our flash sale item, which is homemade quilt. Okay, this is on sale until the end of the week. And if you are an All Access member, this was released originally in February of 2020. So if you had All Access last year or in 2020, then you will have this beautiful collection. But if you were not All Access, then you need to get your hands on this, right? And then we have a fantastic All Access sale right now too. If you are ready to renew your membership, or if you are new to All Access and you've been thinking about it, like, I really want it, I don't know when I should sign up, now's the time. And let me tell you a couple of reasons why. In the month of February, we are offering a free collection. It was called Anita's Express 100th Anniversary, and it had 100 new designs in it. It retails for $250. It is our best top-selling Anita's Express design add-ons. Okay, it was a $250 retail value. We are gifting that for free in the month of February if you sign up for your all access. So that's your digital all access, that's your hardcover all access. If you would like that mailed out to you. It doesn't matter if you're already a member and you want to sign up for another year, you can do that even if your membership doesn't end currently. Like if your membership ends in a couple months, but you want to take advantage of this special, you can sign up. You can call our customer experience team. You can email them in, and you can get your hands on that. Now, the big exciting news for March. Look at, I'm spilling all the beans. This is why everybody, when I come on here, they're like, oh, Lauren's going to tell it all. In March, we are releasing our large release that comes in the all access for March is gnomes. It is all things gnomes. It is called, what is it called, Brooke? All Gnomes for All Seasons. Gnomes for All Seasons is the collection. It is a special edition, which means it's going to have a lot of designs in it. And we just posted on YouTube our March flip through of all access. So myself and my coworker Elizabeth show you some designs, some stitch outs, some projects of some of the collections that are in the March All Access, and Gnomes for All Seasons is in that video as well. So when we wrap up here, I need you to stay on Anita Good Design YouTube, and I need you to watch that flip through because there's so many great collections, but we do show you the gnomes in there too, so you don't want to miss it. All right, so just so you know, I am still having some decorative stitching come in here. All right, we have our little butterfly. We are almost done, just about wrapped up. So I have to have my little butterfly wings. Any last minute questions, Brooke? Anyone asking anything? We're good. Everyone's feeling confident with the watercolor for confetti.
We do have one.
Oh, okay, we do have a question.
So she says, I'm new to some of your collection terminology.
Okay.
What exactly do you mean when it's available in hardcover? Do you still get digital downloads of that?
Oh, we have a wonderful question because I probably did not specify. The question was a little bit of confusion when I say something comes in hardcover. Is there still a digital download? So something like our fundamentals, okay? This book comes, I say hardcover, or I say like a physical copy, right? It's not hardcover, but it's a physical copy. So this will come physical copy, but then the designs are a digital download. So you would download those designs, okay? So anything that, if we have a physical copy of something, that means you're gonna receive a book of some sort, whether it be hardcover or soft cover, and then the designs are digital downloads. Thank you for asking that question. Who was that asked that great question?
That was, I want to say her name is Lori Faber.
All right, Miss Lori, thank you for asking that. That is important, yes. So we are a digital download company. The majority of our designs are going to just be digital, including PDFs of the directions. And we now actually have a club membership option that is fully digital. And that one is amazing because that all access membership is only $499 for 12 months of all access. So it's a really, really great deal. And what that means is that you get all of our directions and all of our articles, all of our content pieces, step-by-step directions in a PDF. You don't have to worry about getting magazines. You don't have to worry about storing them. I know some people are getting environmentally conscious and they don't want to use the paper. It's completely up to you. We have lots of customers that still prefer the printed books. So we are mainly a digital download company, but our all access has an option to sign up in a book form, and then we come out with specialty items a couple times a year, and those will have a physical copy as well. Yes, more questions, Brooke.
Yes.
Yes.
Somebody wants to know, is there additional shipping charge if you want the hard copy of all access?
There is a shipping charge for all access. So if you are somebody who wants the physical copy of their all access, There is a one-time payment. It breaks down to be about $9 a month if you want it shipped directly to your house. And that will get you 12 months all shipped to you. So you just pay for that when you pay for your membership. But if you purchase if you have a local dealer that deals with Anita Good Design, they can help you sign up there, and then it's shipped to the dealer's the dealer's business, and you can pick it up there, and that way there is no shipping charge. It just depends if you have a local dealer that deals with Anita Good Design. Anything else, Miss Brooke?
Yes.
Oh, okay, more questions. I love it. Keep them coming.
Someone has a question regarding the homemade quilts.
Okay.
They said they were an all-access member last year. Could you tell them what month it was offered?
Yes, February 2020 was when the homemade quilt was featured in an all-access. February 2020. And Brooke will add that into the comments so that you can go back and double check. All right, and then of course we have this close-up on this beautiful watercolor confetti quilt block. Look how gorgeous this is. You really are able to understand and get the idea of how gorgeous this looks once all that detail outline comes in. So again, you would then trim to your 1/2-inch seam allowance all the way around. You could create multiple of this block. You can add this in with other blocks that you created from the fundamentals book and have just a really distinct and beautiful quilt. All right, if there are any last minute questions, I am happy to answer them. If not, then I am going to have to say goodbye today. As always, I love these stitch outs. I love being able to interact with you all. Please, please, we always ask on our social media, anything, whether it's Facebook, it's YouTube, please like the videos that we post. Please comment on them. And if you're on something like Facebook, please share those. Though anything that we post, there's like a little share button on the bottom right, and you share it with your friends. It just helps us to be able to continue to make these videos, to get in front of you all, to kind of interact and teach and have a good time together. Do we have any last minute questions, Brooke?
We do.
Oh, we have another question.
How much is it for the all access books?
Ooh, the all access books. Funny you ask. So we have 3 different programs that you can purchase for all access. We have a $1,400 yearly membership. That's going to get you all of your physical books. So that'll be your physical books and the digital downloads. So you'll receive the all access digitally along with the files. And then with that, you receive a $1,400 gift card from us here at Anita Good Design, and you can use that at your leisure. You do not have to use that all at once, and you can pick out past releases, things that you've already missed, to build up your library. That's probably our most popular. We then have a $9.99 discounted membership. That is 12 months as well. That you also get your physical book. So if you're somebody who likes to hold your books, the $9.99 is going to be the option for you. That's discounted down to $9.99. No free gifts, nothing like that, but you still get your digital download and your files. And then we have the digital option. That is where your book comes as a PDF. You don't get a physical book. You'll just get a digital download in your Anita Good Design account with us each month, and that's 12 months as well. $44.99. So what I always tell people is if you are really thinking about it, that is the option to go. Why is that? Because that breaks down to be about $47 a month, which when you think about it, one collection from ours on average is around $69. All right, and that's one collection. As an all-access member, you're receiving hundreds, if not thousands, of designs each month. Our all-access members are receiving all of those designs at about an 85% discount. It's crazy. So really, if you are building your library, if you're new to us, or you're just in the know that we make the best designs around and you need them, then the digital all-access is really, it's a great option. That price point is mwah. Chef's kiss on that one, okay? All right, I think I covered everything. If you have any more questions, must have some people questioning all access. You can always email our customer experience team. They are wonderful, wonderful at their job, and they will answer any of your questions. You can sign up on the phone, you can sign up on our website, or you can email in. Our customer experience team can be reached at customerexperience@anita-gooddesign.com. And you can always reach us too through our website. There's a little like contact us section, and you can fill out that form and they'll get back to you as well. All right. Thank you so much. As always, it's a pleasure. And Drea will be with you next Tuesday, same time, same place. So make sure you join us. Please bring some friends with you. We love to have multiple people here. We love to have a big old crowd. So share with your quilting groups, share with your embroidery groups. Tell them, oh, you have to come. It's free to watch. You do not have to have the designs to join us. We just love your commentary, your questions, and you come with lots of